from 2016. My preference is for Redgum Ward. I have placed sitting councillors last. It won't mean much. There are about 13,000 voters in this ward spread across Keysborough, South Dandenong and CBD, and I'm not letter dropping or handing out how to vote cards. Media are waiting until the last week to run articles on the election and maybe restricting candidates' letters to the editor. At the end of the day, it is about spending too much money, fetters on local business, and garbage collection. The left-dominated council are very bad on these fronts, but I'm playing a long game. I want a coherent platform this election, so in 4 years' time, I will be known. And maybe I can get important issues addressed in the meantime. Car parks, cheaper, more efficient waste disposal, better public transport, busing vectors. Less red tape on business, better youth employment, better planning so that there are facilities for places of worship and recreation. Better infrastructure for internet. Councils aren't responsible for all of that, but they have input in all of that. Hillary was slippery and offered nothing beyond confusion and excuses. It was made all about Trump. He did not make a gaffe. He made valid points. Hillary danced around. Sky News in Australia gave it to Hillary too, but Trump did not fail, did not try to be something he wasn't, did not appear as Hillary portrays him. In my view, Hillary lost because she failed to slam him shut. The public has low expectations of Trump. He exceeded that. He did not joke as Reagan did about exploiting his opponent's youth and innocence. He did not hurt Hillary. He let her shriek and took the high ground. Hillary's reply to Trump's claim the budget could be $5 trillion better off was telling. I was confused by what you offered. I have considered that. It would not offer those savings. She has no hope for America, no plan. Hillary was belled, placing a lie on Trump for several times. The moderator rushed to prevent Trump from addressing them, but he calmly replied. Hillary's track record is that failure of murderous incompetence. She stands on her record. The left-wing media pieces were written before the debate. They knew they needed to have something to promote Hillary. Hillary gave them nothing in the debate to endorse her. Making up a meme about Trump not shaking a hand when he clearly did just shows that they're using the same play sheet. Hillary has tremendous stamina. Her sustained poor judgment spans decades. Trump could never hope to rival it. Ordinary people would be sacked and jailed had they done merely one thing Hillary has done every year of her public career, beginning with almost imploding the case against Nixon on Watergate through corruption. Kevin Rudd has a lot of experience with this. He has tried very hard to turn Australia into a toilet. Did it happen to mention what she said? I'm not disputing the assertion that Emma Watson has left-wing values. I just would like to judge what she has said by what she has said. I'm tired of journalists reporting only their opinion. The vote compass question was so bad, so engineered for a result, I refuse to use it. Naturally, Penny relies on this 6-year-old device of the left. All Turnbull offers as leader of the Liberals is further humiliation before his resignation. He seems keen to leave a lodestone memory. Ken Henry has no credibility. He could only oppose spending if the government was conservative. It is not principle, but the tribe. In fact, Australia spends too much and needed to cut spending when Rudd was PM too. It is not the first time Obama has promoted a policy that runs counter to reality or the interests of the United States. Hillary wants to continue that work. Trigger warnings are part and parcel with safe schooling. It would be better to raise them with wolves. Hockey was underrated as treasurer, I believe, because he was a stumbling block to Turnbull. Turnbull promised crossbenchers things that could be different when he was PM. Not entirely a lie. Now that Turnbull is PM, the only similarity with Abbott's government is Abbott's policies are rebadged and made worse so as to promote Turnbull. What Australia really needs is work choices. Birmingham has no idea about schooling based on what he has said. Quoted here, private schools are subsidized by the taxpayer, but if they were to be closed and students shifted to the public purse, the government would not afford the cost. We need private schools, and they need some public money. Parents using private schools are subsidizing public school children too. They do. Safe schools is evil. Children do not benefit from the program but are exploited by it. They are not safe with it operating, but some adults get sexual pleasure from exploiting all children with safe schools. Those adults made choices as adults and are now forcing students to make choices about things they are not equipped through nature to deal with. However, if the Liberals support it, then the program will have bipartisan support because the ALP are corrupt and venal and care nothing for Australia or her children. I don't agree with what Pauline Hanson says or Lambie very often. I don't mind them saying it, I can debate their points, but I wish there was someone who could be an advocate for me, for economic conservative favouring libertarian values, except on religion or drugs. Yet so many so-called Christian conservatives are all over the place. Abbott spoke sense but was undermined by Turnbull, and had to do some defensive things so as not to get rolled. Turnbull just takes me for granted. Turnbull is a classic tax and spend left-winger. He is too big government favouring, and he has contempt for basic freedoms required for a free democratic state to prosper. And then we have Shorten campaigning for corruption. And if Shorten gets rolled, it will be by another who feels they can better wield slush funds and exploit. It is telling that a whistleblower like Kathy Jackson is being persecuted by those who accepted her predecessor for doing worse. Clinton has stamina and staying power. Few people could have such sustained bad decision-making. Most would have been sacked after their first error. The doormat can set up a slush fund and avoid scrutiny through an illegally established email server that was a security risk. And when she was found out, she had her people smash the phones with hammers. But she can say personal income tax because when she was Secretary of State, voters' personal income tax were vetted by the IRS if they were conservative.